Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right into something absolutely fascinating today, a deep dive into an ancient apocalyptic text that wrestles with something I think we all think about from time to time, that universal human desire for cosmic justice. You know, when the world just feels totally out of balance, human beings have always kind of looked to the horizon, waiting for some ultimate reckoning. Well, today, we're going to unpack exactly how this ancient text visualizes that exact reckoning. And we're going to zero in on our core theme for today, exactly why the sinners are judged. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The Unending Deep Valley.
Okay, let's dive into this. The text plunges us immediately into this massive, bizarre geographical anomaly. It starts off with this chilling observation, and there my eyes saw a deep valley whose mouth was open, and all those who dwell upon the earth and sea and islands will bring him gifts and presents and tokens of submission. But that deep valley will not be filled. It's incredibly eerie, right? Just picture it. This endless, gaping valley is receiving constant gifts and tokens of submission from everywhere, all over the earth, the sea, the islands. The entire world is literally pouring its wealth into this void, and yet, no matter what, it's never filled. It perfectly symbolizes this kind of insatiable, bottomless greed that has just infected the earth. It sets the stage for a world that is fundamentally out of balance, constantly being drained by an endless appetite.
Section 2. Crimes of the Mighty. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is exactly who is responsible for this bottomless valley of greed. We see this really stark, direct comparison. First, look at what these sinners actually do. They commit crimes with their hands, devouring everything criminally. It's a very visceral, aggressive description of corruption. But then look at who they actually are. The text doesn't blame everyday common people. No, it specifically targets the kings and the mighty. This is a profound, incredibly direct critique of earthly power abuse. The sinners being judged aren't just random rule breakers. They're the elite, the powerful, the ones who have deliberately weaponized their high status to devour everything and everyone around them.
And because of that immense abuse of power, their sentence is absolute. The source text states they will be destroyed in the presence of the Lord of the Spirits and will be chased from off the face of his earth continually to all eternity. So, the absolute crucial point here is the sheer permanence of their punishment. We aren't talking about a temporary timeout or a slap on the wrist. Their earthly corruption directly triggers an eternal, inescapable eviction from the restored world. The cosmic justice in this text demands that those who ruin the earth can have absolutely zero part in its future.
Section 3. Instruments of Punishment.
Now, the narrator actually takes us behind the cosmic curtain, so to speak, to witness the terrifying mechanisms of ultimate justice being built. We see this huge, dramatic shift from earthly crimes to supernatural consequences. The angels of punishment arrive. And what are they doing? They are methodically preparing all the instruments for Satan. It's a very dark, deliberate, and honestly chilling preparation. The cosmic scales are tipping, and these supernatural forces are quietly, methodically getting the heavy tools of judgment ready.
Witnessing all this terrifying preparation, the narrator naturally asks the exact question I think we're all wondering at this point in the text. He turns to the angel of peace who is guiding him through this vision and asks, "These instruments, for who have they been prepared?" It's just a brilliant moment of suspense in the narrative. We see the weapons, we know a storm is coming, and we are invited to actively anticipate exactly who the ultimate target of this overwhelming wrath is actually going to be.
Well, the angel of peace delivers a punchy, definitive answer. He says, "These are prepared for the kings and the mighty of this earth, that they be destroyed with them." Boom! This connects the dots right back to our earlier point. It confirms without a shadow of a doubt that this ultimate supernatural punishment is reserved specifically for the corrupt earthly elite. The instruments of wrath aren't just random chaotic destruction. They are a targeted, direct response to the powerful figures who exploited the earth. This hits the nail on the head regarding exactly why the sinners are judged, because cosmic justice demands a real answer to unchecked earthly oppression.
Section 4. The Just Find Rest.
After all those dark preparations and terrifying judgments, the tone suddenly shifts dramatically to ultimate resolution. Following the destruction of those corrupt rulers, the text introduces a figure called the Just and Chosen One. And the text tells us that he will cause the house of his congregation to appear. Henceforth, it will not be hindered. This is a beautifully triumphant image of a new era. The oppressive, devouring structures of the kings and the mighty have been utterly removed, totally cleared out, allowing a new, unhindered, and righteous community to finally emerge and flourish out in the open.
Let's move to and see how this builds, because this restoration isn't just political or social, it is intensely physical. The very geography of the earth is reshaped. The high mountains are brought low, becoming like the earth, or flat plains, and the hills become like a fountain of water. These elevated places, which are classic symbols of human pride and entrenched, immovable power, are literally flattened and washed away. It's like the universe is scrubbing away any trace of the old, corrupt structures. The earth itself gets a physical cleansing.
And all of this dramatic, apocalyptic upheaval leads to one incredibly soothing final result. The text concludes with the simple promise that the just will rest from the oppression of the sinners. So after the bottomless valley of greed, after the crimes of the mighty, and after those terrifying instruments of punishment, the ultimate goal of all this cosmic justice is simply this: relief. True, lasting peace for those who are crushed under the weight of the mighty. The scales are finally, permanently balanced.
Which leaves us with a pretty profound thought to ponder today. We've seen how this ancient text draws a very direct line between the abuses of earthly leaders and a universe-altering reckoning. So I want to leave you with this question. If ultimate justice requires the reshaping of the earth itself, literally leveling mountains and washing away hills, what does that say about the depth of human corruption? It's a fascinating and maybe a little unsettling lens through which to view power and accountability even today. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll see you next time.